All right, so here we go with discussion number two. So first question: which of the two figures you read about this week, Irenaeus and Athanasius, most caught your attention and why? Be specific and use a quote from the text. So I think that Irenaeus uh, caught my attention more. Um, More so because he got his um, teaching and learning of Christianity from Polycarp, who got it directly from John, who was one of the disciples. So instead of trying to define what was taught and should be learned from Jesus, he got it uh, through secondhand, um, which I think is a more direct path than um, Athanasius had. So that's why he caught my attention. And the quote that stuck out to me from the listening to the reading was Paul when he's talking about handing down faith, and they specifically reference 1 Corinthians 15 3 through 5. So that's why I think that Irenaeus was more interesting. What is meaningful and relevant connection you can make between one of these figures, Irenaeus and Athanasius, and what you learned in the lectures this week? Um, 3 videos that we saw. So the connection that I made was also with Irenaeus. Um, so he battled Gnosticism. Um, he was constantly challenging it. Um, because there was no defined official faith religion for Christianity at the time, and it was still being defined, and partly because everybody was being prosecuted still, because he was before the Milan Edict of 313. Um, so they start off by saying, when they talk about Irenaeus, how um, he opposed the Gnostics' view, and he went with talking about the goodness of God's creation and the goodness of God, um, instead of where Gnostics believed, or Gnosticism believed that God could not have created the world because the world is corrupt. So, how that relates is when Dr. Mayward was talking about um, uh, apothetic and a catapothic um, theology. Um, he Irenaeus chose the catapothic theology, where he talked about what God is in a positive light instead of what God is not in a negative light, and that's how I think that that related to what we learned this week. And that is my video.